Welcome to Rock Your Body Truth. Today's video is going to focus on the waist muscles. A friend of mine sent me in a request to help her work on her love handles. Classical Pilates is perfectly placed for this because the intention is always to work from a stable, strong, connected center, connect our arms into our waist, into our back and our legs. So let's get started. So making your way down to the mat, okay? Make your way down safely or come down with me. Standing in Pilates stance, send your center of gravity forward, lengthen the abdominal muscles, pulling in and up, shoulders back. Crossing the arms, Pilates stance, so the heels are together and connected to your seat, remember? And then making your way down to the mat. And then take your hands on the mat, bottom in the middle, roll down into the mat. So taking ribcage arms to start with. If you need to keep your knees bent, go ahead. I'm going to straighten mine because I know my back is already happy to stay in the mat. So ribcage arms is about connecting the arms into the back and into the waist. So we're going to get straight to it. So as we reach the arms overhead, we don't want to lift the ribcage up. Okay, we want to make sure that the ribs stay heavy, the front of the ribs anchored into the mat. Inhale, reaching your arms overhead. Stretch out the shoulders here. Exhale, picking the arms back up. Just two more. Okay. And exhale up. And again, stretch out through the legs. And picking the arms up. So we're going to go into the 100 today with the legs out straight, because we're going to get straight into targeting the oblique muscles. Okay, so you're going to have your legs out straight, just really lengthen them out, curling up your upper body into the 100 position. Check that your hips and your ribs are anchored, the hips are square. Begin pumping, breathing in fully and out fully. And just making sure here that you are active through the legs. You're curled up with your upper body, so your shoulder blades are off the mat. So the challenge here to get into our obliques is that you're going to pick up your right leg without changing the alignment at your pelvis and then place it down. And then your left. Pick it up and then place it down. Breathing in and breathing out. So the oblique muscles that will tone your love handles here are being worked to stabilize the pelvis. Just 3 on each side or thereabouts. Keep breathing. Last set. Keep the legs stretched out and pick the arms up and come down. Oh, that got the obliques nicely warmed up. Hug your legs into the chest. Let's go to the roll up. Okay, so as always, if you need to start the roll up with your knees bent, that's absolutely fine. It just might be that you need time to warm up your spine a little bit. And so if you need to as well, you can always use your hands on your thighs. And then as you stretch down, also use your hands on your thighs. But you could also do that with the legs out straight. Just make sure your back is on the mat. Anchor the ribs as you curl up, rolling up, stretching out spine forward as you pull your stomach and ribs into your back. Exhale to roll down, pelvis, lower back, rib cage, shoulders and your heads. And then take an inhale here and exhale, roll up, anchor the ribs, roll up, lengthen out through the legs. Stomach, rib cage, pull into the back as you stretch your spine forward. That's how we open up the spine. Roll down, anchor the ribs. Awesome. And again. Stomach, rib cage, pull back. And roll down and stay down. Okay. So we're going to go straight into the ab series today here with a special little focus on the obliques, of course. So we're going to come up into the single leg stretch first of all. Okay, picking up the bent legs, picking up the upper body, anchor the rib cage. which, by the way, by really working on keeping your rib cage anchored, you are engaging these muscles, I promise. And then holding the leg, okay, the shin, and resisting pulling the leg in, keeping the center anchored. Let's go. 5 switches each leg. And switch. And switch. No twisting here. Switch. 4 and 5. And both legs in. Open up the hips, heels squeezing to connect to your seat. Anchor the rib cage to curl up a little bit deeper and get your tailbone down on the mat. And so as your arms and legs stretch away, your tummy goes deeper into the mat, as does your rib cage. And then exhale, resist the pulling in of the legs. Inhale, stretching away, and exhale in. So as much as you're stretching, you're anchoring into the mat. And in, one more. And in, rest your head and shoulders down. We're extending the legs up for straight leg scissors. So straight legs it is. Curl up, anchor the ribs again. Scissor open the legs, stretch out through the back of the leg. Curl up a little bit deeper, but stay there as you switch the legs. And switch, switch. So 3, 2, and 1. So that was actually 5 in total. Legs together. Bend the legs in, lower the head and shoulders down. So this is where we're going to really get into these obliques again. So you're going to have your hands behind your head, interlace the fingers. Place your hands at the base of the skull and then really wrap the shoulder blades around, down under the armpits. Okay, so let's start with the legs down. We're going to do a variation of the crisscross. So reach your ribs down into the mat to curl up, okay? And then you're going to, you're going to twist to the right, keeping your shoulder blades off the mat, and you're going to pick up the right leg. And then you're going to tap it down, and you're going to go the other way. Twist to the left, pick up the left leg. So really work on keeping the shoulder blades off the mat, and you will feel those obliques working. I can feel mine, I can tell you. Let's go, 1 more each way. Try not to lean, try to think of this as a rotation. And down, okay. Okay, so you're going to come up to seated. Let's do a quick little spine stretch forward, and then we're going to take a variation of some rollbacks, targeting the obliques, of course. So sitting upright with your legs open, arms out in front, sitting tall, pull back the stomach and ribs. Think about that cue I gave you in the roll up. Stretching out through your legs, so you sit tall on your inhale, exhale, stretching your spine forward. Pull back your center. Square up the hips, and then exhale, coming back up and lengthen up your upper back on your inhale. Exhale forward. Inhale here. Exhale up. We're going to do just 1 more. And up. Great. Okay. Here we go. So you're going to come to a bent knee position. You're going to have your heels down and your toes up for this exercise, okay? So this is a variation on some roll-ups to really target these obliques. So this should really get to them now. Interlace the hands again and place them behind your head. So you're really lengthening up, keep the elbows wide. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to roll back slightly. Now in this roll back, I'm going to twist to you first, but otherwise I would always go to the right first. So you're going to rotate, keeping your hips square, and you're going to roll back on that side of your back, and then come back up again. Whoa! And sit up. So we're going to twist to the other side. You're going to roll back, And then you're going to emphasize on rolling back on that side of the waist and coming back again. Now, if you're feeling like you're pulling a little bit on the back of your head, then you can take your arms in, like, actually I would maybe hold the legs, keeping them squeezing together. So we're going to rotate, rolling back and roll up, sit up tall. So we're going to twist, roll back on that side and up. But if you really want to feel that burn, then go ahead and place your hands behind the head, rolling back on your exhale. Ooh. Sorry, I cued that wrong. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, come up. Rolling back. How deep can you go? And coming up. One more time. Keep the legs squeezing together. And coming up. And sitting up tall, take a stretch over your legs. So what we did there, I'm going to actually show you facing the front, is you're going to sitting up tall. We're going to, you can do a little roll back first, so like a tiny little tilt of the pelvis if you feel that you need that. And then you did a rotation and you rolled back on that side of your spine and then came up. So then the other side, roll back on that side of your spine and then came up. I would say 3 to 5 on each side, depending how strong you're feeling, is perfect. Okay, so let's do spine twist first. Okay, and then we're going to do a little bit of a combo side series. So legs together, sitting up as tall as you can, and let's use these obliques again. Let's do the spine twist with the hands behind the head. So sitting up tall. Why don't I sit facing you actually? There we go. Right. So sitting up tall, stomach and ribs in, keeping the elbows wide, shoulders down. We're twisting to the right. Think of lifting your spine forward as you're twisting, keeping your hips square, and that's how you target those obliques. As you twist, the other thing you want to watch out for is not sliding the legs around, so they stay together. That's why we do the spine twist with the legs together. Twisting, stay lifted, 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 lifted. Can you look over your shoulder towards that back elbow? And center, one more. So is that 3 each way is plenty. Lift, 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 and center. Okay, so let's take it into a little combo of the side series. Again, targeting the waist. So line up your feet, knees bent, line up your feet with the back of the mat and your bottom. And then your elbow is in line with the hips and with the feet. So we're in this raised position. You want to make sure that you are, that you're square here, so everything is nicely square and lifted. The emphasis here is lifting of this waist, okay? So not putting your load down through into the forearm. So you can have your hand forward here, this spare arm, but think of connecting down into the waist, or if you want a little bit more challenge, you can have the hand behind the head. Okay, so what we're going to do, you're going to keep the lift. Think of reaching your hips to your heels. Extend out that top leg. We're going to inhale, we're going to bring the leg forward. Exhale, take the leg back. So the emphasis here, there's my plant. I'm going to move forward on my mat. The emphasis here, okay, is keeping the body really still as you go forward kick and stretch back. Making sure that the body is not moving as you do this. It's a little bit harder when you're propped up on your elbow here, because of course we haven't got the waist supported by the mat underneath us. One more, inhale forward, exhale back. And then I'm going to bring the leg on top of the other leg, or just extend it out so it's in line with the hips. And we're going to go inhale up and down. So you want to really feel like you're picking the leg up from the waist. So the leg should feel quite light Have a slight turn out, but make sure the hip stays square. 5 will do. And then we're going to do 5 circles in each direction. So we're going to go forward, circle around. Not too big with the circles, because you want to feel like the leg is connected to the waist and you're being supported by the underneath waist. And then reverse. Back, up and around. Back, up and around. We're nearly there. Whew. Last one. And down. Then you're going to bring the leg on top of the other one, so the feet are stacked, the knees are stacked, and we're going to come up and hold just this position into a little modified side plank. So we're going to keep the hips square, lift up, hold that position, shoulders are open. If you need to put your arm down by your side, that's fine. And we're holding it here quite happily, being supported by this underneath waist for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come down. Keeping the legs together to do a mermaid stretch, or if you need to, you can take the top leg down onto the mat to give you a little bit more space. But if you can keep the feet stacked, take your hand on your shins, okay, nicely tucked in, taking that stretch. Whew. Getting that lift of the obliques, and then we're going to place the hand down. Okay, we're going to bend the elbow and take that side bend. Take the hand to the shins, use your waist to lift up. That's why the tighter position is actually more challenging. So give it a go if you can. So to stop you falling over, you really do need to lift into the waist. And last one, taking that side bend. We've got the other side to do. And up. Okay, let's take that other side. So here we go. We're propped up. Make sure your hips are square. Knees are bent. Elbow under the shoulder. Okay, you have the option to have the hand on, hit the fingertips on the floor, or have the hand behind the head, but just make sure that you're keeping yourself as square as you can. Taking that top leg, extending it out. That's where now you want to feel like you're connecting the leg into the waist here. And we're going to do the forward kick and stretch back. Forward kick and stretch back. Forward kick, stretch, pull the belly in to stretch the leg back 5 times. One more. And then slight little turn out in the hip joint. We pick the leg up from the waist. Up, so really tighten these muscles. Tighten them to lift the leg, good. 3. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, circles. We go forward. Pick it up, circle it back, not too big. Inhale and exhale. 3, 2, 1. That's 5 in total. Let's reverse. Take the leg back, circle around. Back, circle around. Obviously targeting the leg muscles too, but really support yourself with the waist. Last one, I think, coming up. And then we're going to do that plank hold, that side plank hold. So making sure you're lifting up from this underneath waist so you're not loading your shoulder. Here we go. You can have the hand behind the head, or if you need to, you can have the arm on the side of the legs here. Let's pick it up. Now make sure that you're nice and square in this position. Okay, I'm just going to bring my elbow underneath me a little bit. Okay, I've got my hand by my head because I'm going for it. Okay, so here we go. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You did it. Down. Into the mermaid. Bring the legs forward slightly. Pick yourself up. Remember, be as tight as you can. Holding the shin as you take a stretch over. Oh, that feels so good. Maybe one side feels easier than the other. Hand on the floor. Take your side bend. Remember to bend the elbows. You take that side bend. Okay, let's go again. So remember, if you need to, you can put that top foot down on the floor. But if you're able to, then you'll feel the obliques more if you can keep the legs stacked. Good. One more. I can definitely feel my obliques. My waist is warm. And one last one. Awesome. Okay, so from here, come onto all fours. Let's do our plank to standing transition. So taking the legs out into a plank in Pilates stance, heels connect to the seat. Okay, here we are. Chest is open, stomach and ribs are lifted to give you a nice long spine. And then you're rolling up through your back, walking the hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the belly, lift the ribs. Roll up through your spine. And we're finishing here. You're going to take an inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. How are you feeling? Exhale down. I feel great. Okay, if you have any requests, send them in. Drop a comment underneath this video. Don't forget to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to find out about how to work with me, then pop on over to rockyourbodytruth.com and organise a free discovery call with me. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.